Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Die andere heeft jongen, je hebt niet eens aangemeld. Je moet die time trial tijden insturen bij de sign-up van, wat was het? Monza en Engeland. Ja, dan mag je wel meedoen joh. Alleen. En 8 uur. Twelve drivers. Mr. Ideal joins. Round 1. New season. One K subs. Predictions. Whew. Wow, 14 drivers. Oh, how did the previous race end? I know where Thomas is, but he hasn't joined yet. Wakey is fast, so fight for the win. Robbe, if he keeps his car on the track, which is not a guarantee, will definitely be a contender. I don't know. First round of the season for points. Ah, ja, Robben. Vaak genoeg gezien. Te vaak. De ander heeft leuk, maar dan doe je de volgende race wel mee. Jongen, ik ga je niet... Het is 8 uur geweest. Kijk. ...16 drivers. Ready. Spectator. Alright, here we go. Qualifying, and it's looking dry. Howdy do. Ja. Ik hoop het ook niet. There we go.
1978, 1980, 81, 85, and 1997.
Qualifying is underway for the first race of the season.
Was F1's 1000th official championship race. If we continue with around 20 to 24 races a year, we can expect the 2000th GP to happen around the year 2064. 2014 ushered in a new set of regulations that saw us enter the turbo hybrid era of F1.
DNF. The first cars now onto the track.
Along with this came integrated complex digital such as
There's the first one. The outlap. So rain coming in the race. It should be pretty interesting. That's gonna go well. I doubt it. Precious Bear invalidating here on his outlap. Luckily it is outlap, so it doesn't matter. If he almost loses it out of the penultimate corner, he's gonna be the first one to start his flying lap. Hopefully be the first one to set a time. Validate his time, obviously. Behind him is Sinjo in the Alpine. Immediately invalidates into the first turn. Precious Bear obviously with the purple sector 1, he's the first one to start lap time. They're also on a lap time. He goes very wide, but somehow doesn't invalidate. Deep purple again, hasn't invalidated yet, so that's a good sign. Hopefully he can finish his lap. Nice banker lap. Final sector. What can he do for his first lap? Sliding around. Again, coming out of the penultimate corner. Gonna be a banker lap at 21.2. Yo, he's gonna try again. Is he? Yes. Then it's Tweaky Scorpion starting his flying lap. Blip goes to provisional pole position with a 1:19.1. Then Thomas goes to P2 with a 92, and then Callum goes with an 18.6. Half a second ahead of the rest already. Lap times are coming onto the board. Rob Horner doing a practice star with whatever he's doing. Right, Zelan has gone to P3, also with a 19-1, very close here between the two. Lap times. Starting his final flying lap now.
3 minutes and 27.
He do. And that Salan has retired from the session. And he's crashed into the pit lane. Oh no. He's hit the pit entry wall and he's already out of qualifying. That's not a good way to start your evening.
When he won the 2016 Spanish GP. Coincidentally, he pushed Sebastian Vettel off the top of that record, who came second place in that same race.
Who has backed off for some reason. Lead hold. As Twiggy Scorpion goes to 18-1. It's now half a second ahead of Callum. Second ahead of number 3. Gracious Bear improving on his lap time, purple sector 2. Improving by 1.2 seconds. Good, P2. Or else if he finds another half a second in the final sector. Additional pole. Out of the final corner, but is it gonna be P1 or P2? Line 18.3, and it is P2. 1.5 tenths behind Twiggy Scorpion. Thomas has spun. Part of sector 2. Alex Albon there. In his outlap, so doesn't really matter. Dino is also on a flying lap. Has already set a 19.2, but so lap time. That he is entering the pits. He's not gonna go up, guys. Trying again. Second sector, improving by just 1.5 tenths, but he backed off on his previous lap as he almost loses it coming out of the chicane. Or almost going sideways. A bit wide, just within the limit. Gonna go up to P8 with a 119.4. Callum is also starting his flying lap. P3. Final corner, hasn't set a lap time yet. Right now it's P12 with a 120. Undrift has invalidated. Surprisingly. There goes Robby Jacobs with a 117.4. 3/4 of a second ahead of P2. And if that isn't gonna be pole, I don't know what is. Callum is improving by 4 tenths. Go up to P2. The final sector. Across the line. 18.3, barely ahead of Gracious Bear. Just 4 thousandths of a second. Thomas also improving. He won the pre-season race. He's going purple in the middle sector. According to the game, but he invalidates on the exit of the fast chicane. As Andrews goes to P2 with a 117.5, it's just half a tenth behind Robben. Might not be over yet. Scorpion now coming out of the final corner. Can he get into the 117s? He can with a 179, still a couple of tenths behind the top two. P3 is safe. So, whoa, Dino almost crashing into the pit wall. Millimeter between the barrier and his front left tire.
One of the longest broadcasted races was also one of the shortest. The 2021 Belgian Grand Prix lasted only 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Wet weather conditions. 3. This was the infamous 2005 US Grand Prix, which saw 14 cars pulled out of the race due to tyre safety concerns. For 2022, the FIA announced that
Everyone returning to their pit boxes, getting ready for their final runs.
these larger tyres were designed to reduce overheating, improve grip, and provide more aggressive racing. 2019 Chinese GP was F1's 1000th official championship race. If we continue with around 20 to 24 races a year, we can expect the 2000th GP to happen around the year 2064. I'm not
Inyo going to the gravel. Final sector. I'm gonna enter the pit lane. With 4 minutes on the clock. so everyone now going out for their final runs. And Robert Jacobs is on a flying lap, not improving in the first sector. It's 200s above his time. Can he do in the second sector? It's almost all full throttle. Gained 1,000th of a second in the second sector. It stays purple. He has to gain everything in the final sector. Andrift is improving by 1.5 tenths and he is going very fast. So he might be looking for that pole position. Bob coming out of the final corner. Can he go even quicker? No, he can't, because he crashes out of the final corner too early on the throttle and loses it, and that is front wing gone. And if Andrift improves his lap time, it's also gonna be pole position gone for Robbe. I didn't see what if he was improving in the second sector, but he's looking very quick. Coming out of the final corner, is it gonna be enough? Only needs half a tenth. It is 117.1, 3 tenths faster, and that's pretty much pole secured there for Andrift. Twiggy Scorpion not improving. There comes Gracious Bear across the line, just when the flags fall, and he goes to P3. Fair enough, with a 117.8. Then next is Blip, and he backs off. He wasn't improving. No, Emperor's not improving either. He's just went to the gravel and has invalidated. And he almost spins again. Warpke is improving by a quarter of a second. So he might gain a couple of positions. He now crosses the still 2 tenths. Lost just a couple of thousandths in the middle sector. Now in sector 3 hoping he doesn't get into traffic. So that Ferrari gets out of the way. 2 tenths could get him into the top 10. Just needs to find a couple of more hundreds. Sliding around onto the finish straight. Open a DRS. And across the line, what is it gonna be? P5. 1.3 seconds gained at the end. Yes. Massive amounts of time he found in the final sector. And that is it for qualifying. Because the rest is into the pit lane, everyone has crossed the line. It's gonna be Andrift on pole position with a 117.1. 3 tenths clear of Robbie Jacobs in the McLaren. Then it's another 4 tenths to Gracious Bear in P3. Twiggy Scorpion just behind, ahead of Boopke, Cool Callum, Rio, Deal, Blip and then Tips to round up the top 10. First qualifying of the season. There we have it. The qualifying result. Zalen will not compete in this race. So we'll start with 15 drivers. And there is going to be rain in the race, so that is going to make it very interesting. These times won't be any representative. You can be good in the dry, but driving in the wet is completely something else. We'll see. And it is already raining, so we're starting in the rain. I don't know if it's going to be drying up. Sadly, I don't have a weather forecast. Full rain. That is going to be interesting. Very interesting. Hope it's going to be interesting in a good way. Probably going to provide some chaos. And are we going to start? Yes, we are going to start the race. So the 5 red lights going on, no formation lap. The light's going to be out, but they aren't out yet. And there's a safety car. There we go again. Of course. What do you expect from EA? They're overtaking each other, yeah, but it's not allowed. And there is a safety car. Brilliant, and a 5-second time penalty for a collision. Fantastic. EA service in a nutshell. But Rob Jacobs has taken the lead somehow, without it being illegal. There was literally a safety car when the lights went out, even before that. So, amazing start to the season. Start behind the safety car, maybe it's too wet, or I don't think it, because they are in the inters, just the game being shit. And I think, yeah, Thomas is getting a penalty. I think we should restart this race. I think we're gonna restart this race. So, yeah. Well, you can retire everyone, because we're gonna restart. But please retire everyone, so we don't have to make a new lobby, because that would take a lot of time. Please just retire. Otherwise, might need to turn off the safety car. just another day with EA servers. Ja, ja, Robin, ja. En nu? Wat wil je dat ik doe? Ja, en wat gaat dat nou uitmaken? Of het droog is of niet? The wrong. Oh ja, Robin, ik zal je inviten. So yep. Don't go ready. Good. All right. We are gonna try again, and if it happens again. If it happens again, just don't overtake anyone. Just, yeah, we'll do a rolling start then. I'm not gonna restart this race 5 times. And don't forget your setup, obviously. So we're gonna try again. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again, but just I'll repeat it more times. Just don't overtake. And I know this game. I know EA. They good luck. Hopefully it doesn't click this time. There we go. 5 red lights. Is there gonna be a safety car or is there not? There is. So don't overtake, don't overtake. Just stay in formation and we'll do a rolling. It's just bullshit. I can't fix this. EA can, but they don't. It has been in the game since F122. Just be careful and don't hit anyone. Just enjoy these peaceful laps. Start of the season. A great way to start the season. Hopefully it doesn't stay out too long. Probably go safety car will up, I believe. Aanlicht, ik heb geen idee, maar doe maar. Regels niet gelezen. Ik weet niet of erin staat überhaupt. Geen gekke dingen doen bij de restart. Oh, that was lap 1. No overtakes. Surprising. To be honest, the rolling start in Australia is probably the best idea, and I don't know what's happening here. And there is a 5-second time penalty. I don't know what happened there. Pretty messed up. Hopefully the safety car will go in at the end of this lap. Get this race starting. Like it is. So another lap by the safety car. know if anyone has damage. Yeah, he does. So he's gonna go into the pit lane. It's already messed up, and he's not the only one. Rio is also in the pit lane. 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Also has damage. So luckily for them it's a safety car, so they don't lose too much time. They lose the positions, but they'll be right behind the pack. Only positive thing you can take out of this. 3 drivers in the pits, all with damage, even under a safety car start. Penalty for track limits while being under the safety car. That's wow. Well done. Oh, please just go in this lap for safety car. It's been 3 laps. Finally, safety car in this lap. While not everyone is closer to the pack yet. Logic. Undrift. Lead the warning start. Now everyone is now up, and there's a collision under the safety car. 2 actually. Rio getting 2 5-second time penalties. Drove into the back of Singo. Twice, I believe. Anyway, safety car is now in, so Undrift. And he has gone. Race is finally underway. Season is underway. And there we go. There's already 2 drivers into the pit lane again. Rio has already got more penalties than Esteban Ocon as the Tweaky Scorpion spins out into turn 1. And he loses all the positions and drop down to P13. Red Bull are well, 13th and 15th. That's not a good start. Anyway, Undrift leads out of Robert Jacobs, and Gracious Bear's looking on the inside. And he's already passed, and he's up at the P2. So, great move. It's slippery out there, so driver's struggling to find grip. Not Gracious Bear. He's looking pretty quick at the moment. Tips and Thomas going side by side through this section. Wouldn't recommend to do that, but now goes well. Try to go around the outside. Is that gonna work out? Do they leave enough space? Oh, bit of a moment. He stays ahead for the moment. It's key to get past. They're all out of shape coming out to the penultimate corner. Gracious Bear with the fastest lap, so he's looking to change after Undrift. Pretty comfortable right now in the wet. No DRS of course. Where can he find the gap to get through? It's already a 2-second gap to go up to in P4. And Blip and Cool Callum. Then Dan Tips P7, so Thomas has no, lost a second already to them. And there goes Gracious Bear, the same way he passed Robert Jacobs, he also passes Undrift. And he's up to the lead of this race. Can Andrift come back? This lap, looking to the inside, but the better of it. Gracious Bear takes the lead of this race, but Andrift is right behind him into the final sector. There's a yellow flag and it's Riprat spun. He's waiting to turn around. He's losing all kinds of places. Running in, I believe what was P6, P5. Tumble down Jora down to P12. Gracious Bear still leads out of Andrift and Robbie Jacobs. Very close Andrift. Oh, on the exit, almost loses it, and Robbie Jacobs gets through. And he's up at the P2, so Andrift has already bottled his lead. Which was to be expected, of course. Down to P3 already. Going with a 3-second time penalty in Gracious Bears, looking to create a gap now. Already 8 tenths to the McLaren. Andrift is trying to go around the outside. Doesn't have the straight line speed though. Stays behind it for the moment. Gracious Bear running pretty high wings compared to the McLaren. So the gap went from 8 tenths down to 3-4 tenths. He should have the advantage then in the final sector. If that's the case. Robbie Jacobs runs to the back and Gracious Bear almost spins around and Andrift runs to the back of Robbie Jacobs. And it's 3 collisions. Constantine Ervect as the McLaren hits the back of the Aston Martin. Breaks much later into the penultimate turn. And Andrift has now got a gap from 1 second to the McLaren. And then that's Bob spins into turn 3. Did he make contact or did he spin on his own? I don't think Kukalam hit him. Might have just hit him after he spun, but it just looked like he spun on his own. And he's down to P8. So Kalam up to P4 now, the gap is 4 seconds to the top 3. That's basically a 3-way fight for the win right now. Gracious Bear still leading this race, 6 tenths, and Sinjo has retired, and that is a virtual safety car. ESC, not a full safety car, Robbie Jacobs almost goes to the back of Gracious Bear. The Alpine has crashed. Now he's running in P14 anyway. And Roy Jacobs is going into the pit lane. That is very interesting. Is he gonna go? What tire is he gonna go on? He enters. Does he have damage? I wonder from that collision. This new enters. He doesn't change the wing. So just from inter to inter, no damage. Strange. These inters wear out that much, I believe. So I don't know why he pits. Drops down to P8, loses 6 positions because of that. Interesting decision by the McLaren. I don't think the rest will pit before it dries up. If it dries up, I think it will dry up. Probably looking to go till Philip gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. So, just a tiny bit in the red on the delta. Roy Jacobs has now pitted, and that means that Gracious Bear now has a 1.5 second lead. Rather than a couple of tenths, 7 tenths lead. Callum gets promoted to P3. Then Tips in P4, coming from P10. Thomas coming from P11, running in 4th and 5th at the moment. As for Dino, and Tweaky Scorpion has now crashed, and that is a full safety car. So he probably crashed out, coming out of the fast chicane. And the day of Red Bull gets even worse. Tweaky Scorpion is out of this race. And now there's a full safety car. Now everyone else pits. So where is Robbie Jacobs gonna end up? Is he gonna take the lead? He is! Virtual lead. Now Bo Hopkins is now in the lead. He hasn't stopped yet. But somehow the undercut worked. Somehow pitting under a virtual safety car was faster than pitting under a full safety car. He jumped Gracious Bear and stayed out of Andrift. So, second safety car of the day. First one caused by Hitch. This one is for real. Crashed out. So, I wonder if he made contact. With anyone. I don't know yet. See after the race. Also a chance for the other Red Bull and Rio to catch up back to the field again. Never say never in Formula 1. You're almost a minute behind the leader if there's a safety car. Hopke has stayed out. So he's gambling to pit when it dries up. The only one that hasn't made a stop yet. The rest is all have pitted to new inters. So and Jill made 3 pit stops already. So lap 10 of this race. Nine laps. Minutes. So DSWI pitted on the opening lap. He hasn't pitted either, so he's also 7 laps old intermediate. Fresh inters, except for Rio, he's 5 laps old inters. And he drives with a penalty at the back of the field. And Blip still with the drive-through penalty. He can't serve that under a safety car. He has to wait until after the safety car to serve it. One more lap of the safety car before it comes in. Purpose to yet to catch up to the field again. safety car has gone in this lap. I didn't expect it. It's going 3 wide at the back. As Bob is driving very slowly and Darius gone. Wasn't paying attention at all. The restart. There is the restart. Robbie Jacobs still in P2 and Gracious Bear and Andrift. And it's Callum in P5. So how long can Bob stay in this lead? Robbie Jacobs gonna attack immediately. He's gonna try to go around the outside. That's not gonna work out. Robbie Jacobs all over the back of him. And he made contact with, I think it was Gracious Bear with Robbie Jacobs first. And there's gonna cool Callum. Is he gonna go for a double move to 3 wide? Oh, Robbie Jacobs almost spins. Makes contact with the Mercedes and cool Callum is gonna go from P4 to P2. Can he make it P1 even? He's side by side with Gracious Bear. Going into the chicane, side by side can never go well into the chicane. And it doesn't, and cool Callum gets spun around and Andrift as well. Oh! And then Tips is out and Andrift is stuck. And there's a safety car once again. Chaos on the lap after the safety car. Then Tips, Andrift and cool Callum all got spun around. And Gracious Bear somehow takes the lead with that. And of Bob and Robbie Jacobs who gets away unscathed by a miracle. And they say, as a saying, safety car brings safety car. And it's very much the case in this race. Gets the drive-through penalty as well, and many drivers pitting. Along with Bo Hopke. He had to pit yet, hasn't worked out, and he's gonna lose a bunch of positions. Rio as well for the 29th time into the pit lane. 10 Tips, obviously without a front wing, he got caught up in that collision. Andrift probably had damage as well. Callum was lucky to not have damage, not got damage, but probably got off the worst with that. Bunch of positions. And it's chaos in Australia and the wet. Drivers unhappy with that restart, surprisingly. It's Gracious Bear who's been a bit too much on cool Callum, not too sure. The replay of that, but yeah, everyone's so close with each other. You can easily get caught up in some sort of incident. Callum on the inside. Yeah, I think he got over the curb and it sent him into Gracious Bear, who also was turning in a bit sharp. And Cool Callum spun around, and yeah, and Andrift and Dan Tips were just a passenger into that. They couldn't avoid it. That's my opinion on what happened. It's now entering the pit lane. Yeah, second time penalty already. Didn't way into this race, and it's still raining. They're probably gonna go into in this lap. Damage somehow. Safety car. Driver still with a drive-through penalty, so they will fall out. No, Blip will fall out the top 10. And right till he's already out of the top 10, but he has to serve that drive-through. Blip, I think he has to drive for like 5-6 laps already, but he hasn't been able to serve it due to these safety cars. is the safety car gonna go in this lap or is it gonna be staying out for another lap? Find out quite soon. And it is gonna go in this lap and we're gonna try again with the restart. Hopefully it goes well this time. Oh. Like it's trying up. Sure. Certainly looks a lot less than it was at the start of this race. Still some rain though. Anyway, Gracious Spear. And need this restart as Robby Jacobs comes drifting into the turn. When is Gracious Spear gonna go? There he is. And we're back underway once again. Gonna try it again. Hopefully we don't have another safety car immediately after. Spear leads into turn 1 out of Robby Jacobs, and Thomas in P3 goes a bit wide. Then it's the Mercedes out of Jaino who overtakes Flip into turn 3. Then Callum and there's Hopke down the inside, bit of contact made, and that's Flip involved there as well. Going wide there is Rio getting a penalty for that as well. And they're going wide again here. Just like that, tips. Almost getting a penalty, it's raining penalties. There's Jaina going for the move on the Mercedes on the back straight. Gonna try the round side, try the inside. He's gonna stay behind. Now the Haas might have a chance to overtake him. Try to go down the inside. Under braking, side by side. McLaren leaves him just enough space. Behind Callum gets through on Bo Hopke, who loses 2 places as Andrews also goes through, and they're going side by side. And that, ooh! Callum almost loses a couple of positions, but doesn't spin around. Somehow, and Andrews going wide. And so kicking off Andrews, oh, and there's contact, even the 2 wide behind and 2 wide ahead, almost 3 wide. The Mercedes, McLaren and the Alfa Romeo going into turn 1, there's slight contact. Mercedes goes wide, Andrews tries to go around the outside, there's contact between the 2 Mercedes. And he gets spun around by his own teammate. On the exit of turn 2. Bo Hopke on the outside, he's up at the P4 out of nowhere. Where's he come from? And Andrift is up to P6 already. And then tips it then Callum, who made contact with his own teammate as Robby Jacobs gets a 3-second penalty as well. He's fighting with Gracious Bear for the lead. Gonna go try to attack him. Gonna have to go the long way around the outside. Thinks the better of it. As he should. Very, very close. A bit wide though. Not gonna be able to attack him just yet, I think. And then there's a big fight once again. Andrift going up to P5 around the outside of the McLaren. Callum tries to do the same, and he does because the McLaren has a lag spike. And then the Alfa Romeo goes through as well. The McLaren losing all sorts of places. Ooh, almost all out of shape on the exit. Hits the curb. Slight contact into the penultimate corner. By the way, Robby Jacobs going up to the inside into turn 1. Side by side on the curb. Oh, yeah, he hits the curb and got sent to the side of the Aston Martin. Oh, he can't overtake, and Gracious gets a 3-second time penalty because he runs off the track on the straight. Oh. Now they all have a 3-second time penalty. The entire top 3. Hopke, yeah, he's 4.5 seconds behind. And Andrift is already up to P5. After that collision, the previous restart. Gonna try to get ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Ooh, if he doesn't lose it there. Lost him a couple of tenths surely. That's Callum in P6. And just a train of cars here. AWR almost into the grass there. Gracious Bear still in the lead, and Robbie Jacobs all out of shape on the exit, losing it now a couple of tenths, if not a second there. And Thomas is closing in on him. The gap is down to 1.1 seconds. Bohopka is also gaining much time on Thomas. The gap was 4.5 seconds just a lap ago. It's down to 3.5 almost. Robbie Jacobs. The gap is now 1.3 seconds to Gracious Bear. Struggling to find grip. Andrift has not been able to catch up with the Mercedes yet. Cap's now with the Alfa Romeo, sorry. Callum is catching up to Andrift though. He's within a second now, as is then Tips in P8, trying to get past the McLaren ahead. So close, and they made contact. He's gonna get past on the straight. Better exit. He's gonna go the outside. He hits the wall. Ooh, and he almost loses it. Wonder if he got damage of that. And he's gonna go down the inside. And that is a really easy pass. No, it isn't. McLaren holds on, but cuts across the track. And he gives back the position. But then Tips has an illegal overtake. And Rio goes into the back of him, and then the AWR is on the inside. 4 cars. There's the one scene, and over the McLaren gets touched. Rio goes wide, the AWR goes through. Who hit the McLaren first, and he's up to P8. Chaos once again, and Rio goes wide, very, very wide. Wonder if he got damage. Very chaotic race. At the moment, Thomas is within a couple of tenths of Robbie Jacobs, who is fallen to 4 seconds almost to Gracious Bear. McLaren struggling very much. Thomas, he won the pre-season race, looking to get up to P2 for now. Bohopka. The gap's down to 1.2 seconds. It was 4 seconds a couple of laps ago. Andrift is trying to hang on. Callum has lost a lot of time. Rio is battling it out with the McLarens. Penalties everywhere. Only 3 drivers left who haven't got a penalty. Now Thomas has made a mistake and he gets a penalty as well, and Bohopka is right on his back. What is going on in this race? Was going deep. Is the Alfa Romeo gonna go for it? He's gonna go for it. Down the inside. And Bohopka is up into P3. Up to the podium position. Thomas goes wide again. I wonder if he made contact with Andrift. Andrift goes through to P4 nonetheless. Gracious Bear now leading by 5 seconds to Robbie Jacobs. Bohopka and Andrift. Thomas down to P5. Now Callum looking to get past the Williams. Still has a gap of 2.5 seconds to close. Rio and the McLaren, the 2 Haas cars and the McLaren going at it once again. Going side by side, going into turn 3. And the Haas cars are now both ahead of the McLaren. He's gonna go down the exit of his teammate. That's a dangerous move there. My blip on his teammate. Gets a penalty for cutting the corner. 2 Haas cars battling it out, and Rio lets him through. Probably the safest thing he could do, but he loses a position to the McLaren because of that. And he's now out of the points, down to P11. Gonna try to get it back though on the inside here. The McLaren doesn't defend that much. Rio is easily back through. up at the P10. He has to drive away from McLaren because he has a 15-second time penalty. By the way, Callum has got ahead of Thomas. Thomas is losing so much time right now. Has he got damage? Because he's losing positions left, right and center. He's going into the pit lane. Is he gonna go on slicks? Is he gonna gamble it? Certainly not risking the pit lane, exceeding the pit lane speed limit. What tire is he gonna go on? Those look like soft tires for final 10 laps. Thomas is gambling it. Is it dry enough to go for slicks yet? We'll find out. Meanwhile, Bo Hopke is right at the back of Robby Jacobs for P2. Almost contact. Andrift is also closed up. Can Bo Hopke go for a move? Jacobs defends the inside line. Hopke stays behind for the moment. Can he get a better exit? Slight moment on the exit. Is he gonna go for it? Avoids the ERS. He's gonna go on the inside. He thinks the better of it and tucks in behind the McLaren. But he goes a bit wide and there goes Andrift to the inside. Almost contact as Andrift goes a bit too early on the throttle. They're still going side by side at the penultimate corner. Beautiful racing here. Alfa Romeo stays ahead. And none of the top drivers pitting. So Boas solves the right call for Thomas. There he is. Are soft tires quick enough just yet? Or was it too early? The yellow flag in the first sector. A Blip is also into the pit lane. Yeah, he's gonna probably go with the softs as well. He is gonna serve one of his penalties. But let's see if Thomas is he gonna set the fastest lap of this race. Still looking pretty wet out here. He's starting to find grip. Struggling for traction. Not gaining any time right now. Certainly if he does that. Can he save it? Can he save it? Oh! Left to right, right to left. A couple of times. Somehow saved it out of the barrier. But I think that shows that slicks, it's just a bit too early to go into them. He's losing time to the car ahead. Just a bit too wet and he goes very, very wide onto the gravel there. Well, this fight for P2 still going on. Robby Jacobs, the only one of the three with a penalty. So right now he's not looking for a podium position. He would lose the position to Bo Hopke and Andrift. Svetkin, the virtual safety car there. I don't know why, and it is Thomas. He retiring. So the slick's definitely not the right choice. The other Red Bull goes into the pit lane. I think did he retire in the pit lane? He did retire in the pit lane. Red Bull also going onto the soft tires. Slick's not going fast enough just yet. It's the moment to pit yet. Gracious Bear staying out. What is the rest gonna do? Yeah, Robby Jacobs also staying out. Andrift is not. Andrift into the pit lane. He's gonna gamble it. And Callum is gonna drive the penalty. He's gambling it while the virtual safety car has ended already. So it's gonna be a normal pit stop. He's not gonna gain any time with that. with only 6 laps to go. Did he have a drive-through penalty? He had a drive-through penalty, Andrew had a drive-through penalty. Bottled it once again, this race. Well then Robby Jacobs can easily get a podium. If he stays on the track. So anything can happen. Now how are the guys on the soft tires doing? Not too well, they're sliding around everywhere. And the AWR as well. He's 5 seconds off the pace in the first sector. DRS is enabled though, and usually that's a sign that it's time for slicks. Right now, these drivers aren't too fast. Gracious Bear with the fastest lap on the intermediates. Lip is improving by half a second now, so is it finally time for slicks? But is it worth pitting? Robby Jacobs has pitted, Bo Hopke has also pitted. And Gracious Bear has stayed out. If he wants to pit, he has to pit now. And Andrift is pitting, but he has sped into the pit lane, so he's got a 5-second time penalty. Everyone is going onto the softs. Gracious Bear wants to pit this lap, otherwise he might lose positions. Yellow flag in the third sector, and it is Rio reversing to get into the pit lane onto the slicks. And there is just the confirmation blip with the fastest lap on the softs. Slicks are the fastest tire. Gracious Bear still get to pit. Probably gonna go into the pit lane this lap. And yes, he is. Onto the slicks. Just doesn't need to speed in the pit lane. He has an easy gap to the P2. There we go. Into the pit lane. Jacobs P2. And Bo Hopke is the only driver to not have a penalty. Hope he can keep it that way. DRS for the Alfa Romeo. There's Gracious Bear just come out. A couple of seconds up the road from these two. And it's a big gap to the other Alfa Romeo of Dan Tips. And Andrift and then Amber with a 23-second time penalty. Does set the fastest lap though. Probably because he was on slicks earlier than the rest. With a 23-second time penalty. He's going to lose a lot of positions at the end of this race. Once again in the DRS. The gap is 6 seconds between the top two. Closing in, just not close enough just yet. Meanwhile, Andrift is under threat from the AWR behind. Was looking pretty quick at the moment. Same can't be said for Andrift. Win another 3-second time penalty for Gracious Bear. And that is crucial for this race, because Bo Hopke is only on 6.23 seconds from him, and he just set the fastest lap, so he could still win this race. But he just needs to get past Robby Jacobs, because he's holding him up a bit. Gracious Bear has to push hard now to win this race. And all Bob has to do is not get a penalty, as Rio has been disqualified from receiving multiple penalties, even though he has only 21 seconds, compared to the Avatar's 23 seconds. He's sliding through the S's. And Bobka gets a 3-second time penalty himself, and that has ruined his chances of winning this race. But he's just gonna go down the inside of the McLaren. Oh, slight contact, but the McLaren just stays ahead. Yeah, so Gracious Bear is pretty safe for that victory right now. Just 3 more laps for him. The fastest lap of this race is 1:22.3. The times are gonna be dropping faster and faster every lap. And there he is, the Alfa Romeo Bob on the inside into turn 1. And he gets through. The Roborakos with the switchback. Going side by side. Who is the DRS? The Alfa Romeo is the DRS. Okay, slot in. Roborakos still to the inside. They're side by side. Just enough space. Oh, and a slight contact and drifting through the corner. Roborakos, he made contact with the Alfa Romeo. Kept it in the right way and Andrift has spun around and he has retired it. Yeah. Yep, that is Andrift. The pole sitter. They say take the tier 2, tier 1 guys out of this lobby. Right now they're running in P3 and not at all. Bohopke. Behind Robbie Jacobs again. Gap now 9 seconds to Gracious Bear. Comfortably in the lead of this race. Just have to keep it on the track. Going wide there. Okay, gets a warning for that. Robbie Jacobs, no ERS left. We now Gracious Bear out of the final corner to enter the final lap of this race. That's the fastest lap of 1:20.9. There's Bo Hopke. And Robbie Jacobs has spun! He has spun in the final corner! Did he make contact with the Alfa Romeo? Did he just spun on his own? Certainly he's not gonna get P2 now. And that is pretty much an easy P2 then for Bo Hopke. Robbie Jacobs has spun and the AWR is in P4 doing a brilliant job right now. But with those penalties he might drop down to P6 or even 7. Callum is certainly gonna get ahead of him. And here is Gracious Bear in the final sector of the final lap. The first race of the season. He drove brilliantly as fantastic pace in the wet, goes wide like Max Verstappen did. Coming around the final corner from P3 on the grid, it's gonna be Gracious Bear across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix and to win round 1 of AWR Tier 2 Season 1. Fantastic drive. Bobke is doing burnouts across the line. He's finishing P2 from P5 on the grid. And Robbie Jacobs only P3 in the end. Surely would have hoped for more. AWR hanging on track to that Mercedes, but due to the penalty he got, he's gonna drop down. So it's gonna be Karam in P4. Yeah, AWR in P5 right now. Then at P6 as 10 tips moves up to P5. Also the McLaren gets out in P8. And it's just waiting for the Red Bull of MRI deal to finish in P9. XXDSWI in the Mercedes. The final point. But it's Gracious Bear on top. By quite the distance. 10 seconds to P2. Phenomenal drive from the Aston Martin. So that was the opening race of the season of AWR. Gracious Bear on the top step of the podium. Joining him on the podium are two Belgians of Bo Hopke and Robbie Jacobs. Aston Martin and Gracious Bear on top. Here's the final result, and almost every driver with penalties. 26 points for Gracious Bear, as he got the fastest lap as well. Maximum points for the Aston Martin driver. Lead result. Many penalties. So that was it. That was the first round of the season. Next week will be the Spanish Grand Prix. Anyway, that's been it. Thank you for watching, everyone who joined me in the stream. And bye bye.